The glittering facade of Hollywood has always been built on an unspoken promise of perfection, a carefully curated illusion where the lives of its most celebrated icons appear entirely flawless and untouched by the mundane anxieties of ordinary existence. For years, the public has looked at the industry's golden couples as modern royalty, individuals who effortlessly balance monumental professional success with idyllic personal lives that seem lifted straight from a cinematic romance. We watch their films, we follow their red carpet appearances, and we collectively marvel at their ability to maintain an aura of absolute grace under the relentless scrutiny of the global spotlight. This collective fascination is why the world becomes completely transfixed when the pristine curtains of celebrity life are suddenly pulled back, revealing that even the most seemingly untouchable figures are subject to the same complications, disputes, and unexpected hurdles that affect everyone else. It reminds us that beneath the glamour, the wealth, and the adoration, there lies a complex reality where even the grandest dreams can encounter profound and unexpected obstacles. If you want to stay informed about the hidden stories behind the headlines and discover what truly happens when the cameras stop rolling, please take a quick moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on the stories shaping our world today, deep within the lush, rolling hills of upstate New York. Far removed from the chaotic energy of Manhattan and the flashbulbs of Los Angeles lies an exclusive enclave that has long served as a sanctuary for the ultra-wealthy. This is a region defined by its historic estates, winding country roads, and a profound, almost sacred commitment to privacy. For the elite, these secluded communities represent more than just real estate. They are personal sanctuaries designed to provide a total escape from the demands of a public-facing life. In these quiet hamlets, dense forests and expansive acreage offer a natural fortress against the outside world, allowing prominent figures to build their personal paradises completely shielded from public view. The desire for such isolation is a powerful driving force for those whose every move is analyzed by millions, creating a distinct subculture where discretion is the ultimate luxury and privacy is guarded at all costs. It was within this tranquil, highly protected environment that a grand architectural vision began to take shape several years ago. Promised to be the ultimate expression of domestic bliss and ecological harmony for one of the entertainment industry's most beloved power couples, the journey toward creating this monumental retreat began with an immense appreciation for the local la and skate, a passion that was openly shared during local administrative gatherings where the vision for the estate was first introduced. The ambition was nothing short of extraordinary: to transform a collection of pristine parcels of land into a massive contiguous estate that would serve as a permanent family haven. This ambitious endeavor was not merely about building a grand house, but rather about crafting an entire ecosystem of luxury, privacy, and environmental consciousness. The planning stages were marked by enthusiastic presentations detailing how the project would blend seamlessly into the natural topography, ensuring that the surrounding community would remain undisturbed while the owners enjoyed a level of seclusion that few could ever dream of achieving. For a long time, the project progressed under a veil of quiet anticipation, viewed by locals and industry onlookers alike as the definitive passion project of a couple known for their impeccable taste and deep commitment to family life. However, as anyone familiar with large-scale architectural undertakings knows, the path between a grand vision and its physical realization is often fraught with unforeseen challenges. What began as a harmonious endeavor gradually evolved into a massive, multi-year construction project that required the coordination of numerous specialized firms, master craftsmen, and massive logistical operations. As the months turned into years, the quiet sanctuary became a bustling hub of activity, with heavy machinery and specialized crews working tirelessly to bring the complex designs to life. Yet, as the scale of the project expanded, so too did the complexity of managing it, leading to a mounting series of whispers within the local construction community regarding the inner workings of the massive estate. The tranquil silence of the upstate New York countryside began to mask a growing tension, an underlying narrative of delays and mounting complications that stood in stark contrast to the idyllic image originally presented to the world. The true scale of the situation only began to crystallize when public records unexpectedly revealed a dramatic halt in the momentum of this high-profile project. For years, the development had moved forward with the unstoppable momentum that only vast resources can provide. But, as the winter months approached, the bustling activity on the historic property suddenly and mysteriously ground to a complete standstill. The sudden silence across the expansive acreage raised immediate questions among industry insiders and local observers who had been tracking the progress of the mega project. It became increasingly clear that something significant had occurred behind the scenes, disrupting the timeline of what was supposed to be a seamless transition into a private paradise. This sudden freeze in operations marked the beginning of a complex chapter, one where the idealistic promises of a dream home collided directly with the harsh, bureaucratic, and financial realities of high-stakes estate development, setting the stage for a public revelation that would soon capture the attention of observers worldwide. The sudden and mysterious stillness that settled over the expansive 110-acre estate in South Salem was not merely a temporary pause in a lengthy construction schedule, but rather the first visible symptom of a profound financial and legal standoff that was quietly brewing behind the scenes of this Hollywood paradise. For months, local residents and industry onlookers had watched the massive project progress, expecting it to culminate in the flawless luxury retreat that had been so passionately promised. Instead, the quiet country air was filled with a growing sense of unease as the machinery fell silent and the specialized crews vanished from the property. The truth behind this abrupt halt finally exploded into the public domain when investigative journalists uncovered a series of explosive legal filings that completely shattered the serene image of the celebrity compound. It was revealed that at least 5 major contracting companies, responsible for transforming the historic property into an ultra-luxurious sanctuary, had taken the drastic step of filing mechanics' liens against the estate, alleging that they were owed a staggering combined total of more than $2 million for their extensive labor and materials. This sudden public revelation cast a harsh, unflattering light on the inner workings of the high-profile project, turning what was supposed to be a private dream into a highly publicized legal battle. A mechanics lien is a powerful legal mechanism used by contractors and tradespeople to ensure payment for work performed on a property, effectively securing their financial claim against the real estate itself. The fact that multiple independent companies felt compelled to take such extreme legal action against one of the most famous couples in the entertainment industry signaled a severe breakdown in communication and financial management. The details contained within the public records were eye-raising, detailing a massive accumulation of unpaid bills that had been mounting as the construction reached its critical final phases. This was not a minor administrative oversight or a simple disagreement over a few invoices. It was a comprehensive financial dispute that threatened to tarnish the carefully cultivated reputation of a couple known for their immense wealth, success, and public approachability. At the absolute center of this escalating legal storm was a single, massive claim that underscored the sheer scale and complexity of the luxury renovation. A prominent specialized firm, Flower Construction, had been brought on to handle the core structural and aesthetic transformations of the sprawling compound. According to the official legal filings, this single company was seeking a whopping $1.3 million for an incredibly diverse array of critical services that formed the very backbone of the estate's infrastructure. Their extensive work scope included complex framing, the installation of state-of-the-art heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems, intricate plumbing networks, extensive electrical engineering, drywall installation, precision masonry, and comprehensive waterproofing. Furthermore, their craftsmen had been tasked with high-end custom painting and detailed millwork designed to meet the exacting, hyper-luxurious standards of the celebrity owners. When a single primary contractor files a claim of this magnitude, it indicates that the financial arteries of the entire project have effectively frozen, leaving the master builders, who dedicated months of intensive labor to the property, stranded in a state of severe financial limbo. The financial hemorrhaging did not stop with the primary structural contractor. As a cascade of additional liens from specialized subcontractors began to surface, painting a picture of widespread non-payment across multiple facets of the mega project. Other highly skilled firms came forward to demand the substantial sums they were rightfully owed for their specialized contributions to the estate. Among these was a company responsible for installing a highly sophisticated, custom copper roofing system, a premium architectural feature designed to provide both timeless elegance and generational durability to the main structures. Alongside the roofing specialists, drainage experts, and septic installation crews filed their own legal claims, proving that the payment disputes extended from the highest peaks of the luxury roofs down to the fundamental environmental infrastructure buried beneath the New York soil. Each unique filing added another layer of complexity and tension to the unfolding saga, demonstrating that the financial disputes were systemic, affecting the very workers who had been hired to build the couple's environmentally conscious, ultra-private heaven. The roots of this massive real estate endeavor trace back to 2018, a time when the celebrated couple sought to establish a permanent, deeply secure root system for their expanding family. Operating under the veil of a private limited liability company to maintain maximum discretion, they quietly purchased the initial historic property for a cool $12 million. However, their ambitious vision for the estate quickly expanded beyond the boundaries of that original purchase. In an effort to create what was later described during local planning meetings as a beautiful, impenetrable buffer against the outside world, the couple systematically began acquiring neighboring parcels of land. In 2020, they dropped an additional $1.6 million on a bordering 4-bedroom property, while simultaneously snapping up 4 surrounding plots of land to assemble a massive, contiguous 110-acre kingdom. This aggressive expansion was fueled by a desire to craft an elite sanctuary where their children could grow up entirely shielded from the public eye, a place so perfectly insulated by nature that, in the owner's own optimistic words, their neighbors would never even be able to see them. This grandiose vision of an isolated, environmentally conscious paradise stood in stark contrast to the harsh reality that materialized in early 2026, as the unpaid bills and legal threats mounted. The irony of the situation was not lost on local observers, who recalled the couple's enthusiastic presentations before the local town planning board back in June of 2022. During that virtual meeting, the public had been treated to a rare glimpse of the celebrity couple's deep emotional investment in the land, as they expressed immense gratitude for the space, the absolute privacy, and the unique opportunity to steward such a beautiful piece of the New York countryside. The local community had rallied behind the famous couple, even submitting formal letters of support for the extensive renovations, believing that the project would be a benchmark of historical preservation and ecological luxury. Instead, less than 4 years after those glowing public declarations of love for the land, the project had degenerated into a battlefield of mechanics' liens, outstanding balances, and public embarrassment, leaving the very craftsmen who built that dream wondering if they would ever receive the millions they were owed. The intensifying standoff between the Hollywood power couple and the small army of contractors who had built their upstate New York paradise could not remain hidden in the shadows of the South Salem forests for long. When a prominent global news outlet exclusively exposed the multi-million-dollar legal claims, the sudden glare of international media attention forced a rapid and dramatic shift in the trajectory of the entire dispute. The realization that the public could now see the specific details of the unpaid bills, including the massive $1.3 million debt to the primary construction firm, created an immediate urgency behind the scenes. Within less than a week after the investigative reports hit the headlines, a flurry of intense legal and financial activity took place to quietly resolve the crisis. Public records subsequently showed that all of the outstanding mechanics' liens were swiftly amended and officially satisfied, proving that the more than $2 million owed to the hard-working local craftsmen had finally been paid in full, bringing a sudden quiet end to a real estate saga that had threatened to permanently overshadow the couple's dream home. This rapid resolution of the construction debts allowed the local workforce to finally move forward. But it took place against a backdrop of much larger, incredibly intense personal and professional pressures that the couple had been navigating simultaneously. The construction crisis was not happening in a vacuum, rather, it collided directly with a period of unprecedented public and legal turmoil for the family, particularly surrounding the highly publicized, deeply bruising legal warfare over the cinematic project It Ends With Us. For months, the entertainment industry had been captivated by the bitter, high-stakes dispute between the high-profile leading actress and her co-star and director, Justin Baldoni. What had begun as creative differences during the production of the highly anticipated film quickly degenerated into an all-out legal and public relations war, with both sides throwing immense resources into a battle that captivated millions of fans and industry insiders worldwide. The sheer scale of the conflict had already inflicted massive reputational damage and cost tens of millions of dollars in mounting legal fees before a sudden settlement was reached just weeks before a highly anticipated, explosive trial was scheduled to begin. The financial and emotional toll of this cinematic legal battle reached a critical climax in a New York courtroom, precisely around the same time the upstate construction dispute was boiling over. In a dramatic legal ruling that sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, a New York judge definitively denied the actress's ambitious legal bid to recoup millions of dollars in damages from Baldoni. The legal team had aggressively attempted to leverage a specific, highly potent California statute designed to protect individuals who come forward with serious allegations of misconduct, a law that allows for the recovery of treble and punitive damages. However, the New York judge ruled firmly that this specialized California framework could not be applied to the New York-based litigation, effectively blocking the Hollywood star from clawing back the immense financial fortunes spent on the exhausting legal battle. This major courtroom defeat meant that the tens of millions of dollars expended on top-tier legal representation, public relations crisis management, and prolonged litigation were permanently gone. Adding a massive financial sting to an already emotionally draining period, the simultaneous convergence of these two massive crises, the multi-million-dollar construction liens on their family sanctuary, and the devastating financial fallout from the Hollywood boardroom legal war, offers a fascinating, rare glimpse into the intense pressures that exist at the absolute pinnacle of global celebrity culture. For years, the public has watched the journey of these two extraordinary individuals, who separately achieved massive success before uniting to form one of the most influential and wealthy power couples in modern entertainment history. From iconic television breakthroughs and critically acclaimed independent films to massive global superhero franchises and highly successful entrepreneurial ventures in aviation and telecommunications, they have consistently demonstrated an uncanny ability to turn everything they touch into gold. They cultivated a public image of effortless charm, relatable humor, and absolute domestic bliss, making them beloved by fans across multiple generations. Yet, the events of recent months have proven that even the most secure, wealthy, and universally admired icons are not entirely immune to the chaotic, unpredictable forces of legal disputes, administrative failures, and the sudden, harsh realities of high-stakes financial management. The resolution of the South Salem estate debts marks the definitive conclusion of one turbulent chapter, allowing the family to finally look toward the future of their grand architectural vision. The massive 110-acre compound, which already features a lavish secondary $5.7 million residence just 8 miles away in the neighboring town of Pound Ridge, can finally transition from a highly publicized legal battlefield back into the peaceful, environmentally conscious haven that was originally envisioned. The state-of-the-art climate systems, the custom copper roofing, the advanced ecological drainage, and the meticulously crafted custom woodwork are no longer subjects of public legal filings, but are now the physical components of a private sanctuary where a growing family can seek refuge from the relentless demands of their public lives. The workers have been paid, the legal liens have been dissolved, and the quiet serenity of the upstate New York landscape has once again enveloped the massive property, shielding it from the prying eyes of the outside world. Ultimately, this entire saga serves as a profound, compelling reminder of the hidden complexities that exist beneath the glittering, seemingly perfect surface of Hollywood stardom. It demonstrates that the creation of a private paradise requires far more than just vast financial resources and a grand artistic vision. It demands a constant, delicate navigation of real-world responsibilities, legal boundaries, and human relationships. As the dust finally settles on both the courtroom battles of Manhattan and the construction disputes of South Salem, the golden couple of the entertainment industry can finally move forward. Having successfully protected their family sanctuary and preserved the ultra-private legacy they have worked so tirelessly to build, the headlines will eventually fade, the public attention will shift to the next celebrity scandal, and the massive estate will remain standing in the quiet New York hills, a testament to a grand dream that faced an incredible storm, but ultimately found its way to a peaceful, permanent completion.